Nimnick Buick GMC. More reasons why they're the number one Buick GMC dealership in Jacksonville, FLA. The most inventory, the best price guarantee, serving and donating to our community for almost 8 decades, 79 years. No one cares more about you, the customer, before and after the sale. GMC, we are professional grade. Where? At Nimnick Buick GMC, gang. The new name in Buick.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. This year has brought new challenges, but we've been tested before. Americans are tough and caring. Mike Merritt wants to thank everyone for pulling together, especially those on the front lines who maintain vital services. Mike Merritt is taking special precautions to keep you and their employees safe as well as comfortable. And as always, with Mike Merritt, there are never overtime fees. Whenever you need them, they're here for you. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Yoo-hoo! Ahoy!
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 Ahoy there!
Ahoy!
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 Ahoy! In the name
Ahoy!
of the great
Ahoy!
Neptune, ahoy!
The tides can turn quick on the water. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered with basic plans starting at $100 a year. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for a basic liability policy not available in all states. Prices vary based on how you buy.
With your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm B41010XL. This update brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms. Yesterday, new Jaguars offensive coordinator Jay Gruden met with local media via virtual conference and touched on a lot of topics, including big expectations he has for Jaguars wideout DJ Chark.
I think we can do a little bit more with him. I'd like to get him inside a little bit, do some more things with him in the slot. He's an excellent assessment. And the thing that I've got to know about DJ in the little limited time I got to meet him is he's hungry. He wants to be great. And when you have the athletic qualities that he has and then a desire to be great, he's going to have a very bright future.
A new quarterback headed to Gainesville. Florida gets a commitment from three-star QB Jalen Kitna out of Texas. He's the son of former NFL QB John Kitna. It's 8:03 and 75 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Let's go!
Get the lead out!
Ow! LZ, baby! Ah! All right, welcome back. Woo! Yes, thank you. Welcome back to the drill. I asked this earlier, our drill poll question today presented by the Edge Group. If you need to sell your property fast, residential, commercial, you can call them 904-474-5851. Best player on the Jags roster. I gave you 4. Tell me the 4 you would say, Jeff Prosser.
The 4 best players on the Jaguars roster.
4 best.
Okay.
Beef, you too. If you,
probably
already looked at it. So
I would say, now I'm a sucker for the measurable, so it's harder for me with like offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I would say that I would put Josh Allen in that category.
Okay.
I would put Jan.
Okay.
I would put I think Leonard's one of the 4 best players.
Okay.
And the last one's a little bit harder. I'm sure everyone would put DJ Chark in there. Hey, I'm still not sold. That's not fair to DJ. Mm-hmm. But I don't know enough about Jawan Taylor to my gut tells me that he might end up being a Pro Bowl level player, which haven't on that offensive line since Searcy pretty much. I'm going to go for my 4th. I'm going to go Chark.
All right, well, you got all 4 that I put. I put Allen, Chark, Fournette, and Jan.
Great minds think alike.
Well, to me, again, we can be hyped about Jawan Taylor, but Chark gave us results.
I know.
Jawan Taylor played in every game. That was great, and
Right.
we're looking for big things.
He's all
but-
rookie. I mean,
Yeah,
first team all rookie,
yeah.
along with Josh Allen.
The offensive line was okay. It wasn't
Yeah,
great.
I
So
agree.
I went with Chark. Chark gave us numbers.
I got you. Yeah, he went to the
So
Pro Bowl.
anyway, we got over 500 votes in, and we've got Josh Allen a runaway. 64.4% think he's the best player on the Jags roster. That's good and bad. I mean, it's good because we got a young centerpiece, and if he can become, the numbers that J.J. Watt had in the early years, hey, great. Jan is second, 17.6, the unhappy
He would be
one.
first if not all this going on.
DJ Chark is third, 12.6%. Leonard is fourth, 5.4%. So those are the four. Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know your answer is I don't know. Okay, so you're gonna have to. You can't. I'm not gonna let you give me an I don't know. How about that?
I
don't know.
Okay.
Do you think the Jaguars want to have the worst record in the league?
No.
Not the players, the organization.
No.
Dave Caldwell, Tony Khan,
No.
ownership.
No.
Okay.
But I think some decisions were made after Khan's statement to get this thing workable again going forward.
That's Eifert. That's that level
That's
player.
getting rid of Calais and AJ
yeah.
and making the cap manageable
Okay. Now,
and such.
Because I'm going to tell you this.
Yes, sir.
If Gardner Minshew stays healthy,
Mhm.
and they have no other options at quarterback,
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Jags won't have the top pick, and they're in the worst tanking situation of any team in league history.
Of course they are.
And here's why: because their guy can't control whether or not they tank. Every win that Gardner Minshew picks up, that's 2 spots lower the Jags will be picking. So, Gardner Minshew, whether or not he's the quarterback here long term, if he goes and wins 5 games, they're not getting Trevor Lawrence unless they put together a hell of a package.
I'm not getting him. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And it's hard to – it's easy to tank if you're in the bridge – look, say you had to throw Kessler out there for the year.
Yeah.
You can tank with Kessler.
Yes.
You can tank with – Orlovsky, whoever. You can't tank with Minshew. He had a good year last year. He's excited. He wants to grow as a player.
Right.
I expect the Jaguars will win more than you think. Now, I don't think they're a playoff team, and I say that just from 1 year of watching Gardner Minshew work his magic. Now, physically, does it catch up with him? I don't know. Maybe it does.
Right.
But if the Jaguars' intent is to tank, you don't do it with a young quarterback with a lot to prove who's already proven some.
Correct. I would agree with that. And yeah, it's who they are. But a nondescript 6-10 season is not going to excite anyone.
Let me ask you this. Then.
Yeah.
Is there a quarterback in the league that the Jaguars could go get right now that you think they'd win more than 6 games?
Oh, yeah.
There is.
Oh, yeah. Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I can go down the list. Any of
You
those
think there's
guys. Yes.
I'm considering all the other talent on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is, he's had 5 and 11 seasons on the Packers. It's not incomprehensible that unless the support's there, there's plenty of, Phillip Rivers made a living not going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
The last, few years.
Yeah.
So there's good quarterbacks that don't necessarily.
Understood.
I don't know if this team could win 6 with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Or 8, maybe 6. They might could win 6 with Gardner Minshew.
Well, then you have no desire whatsoever to get Trevor Lawrence on this football team next year.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I would take Trevor Lawrence running. I don't think they're going to get him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think Gardner Minshew will not allow that to happen because he's going to win too many games. Again, too many's relative here.
Mm-hmm.
Too many if you're tanking is 4.
I told you the other day, yesterday, I watched the Lance Armstrong documentary, and it was fascinating. And I like to read what kind of let people think and feel about Lance Armstrong. Like
I've softened. I don't really care one way or the other.
Yeah, America. Here's the problem with Lance Armstrong. He's a likable. He's an ass, but he's our ass, And he went and won something that we never win, and USA. But the thing I don't like about Lance is how he took down friends along the way just to protect himself.
He's not a good guy.
He's like I said, the tease for next week is there's a bad guy doing good things or good guy doing bad things. Figure it out.
I think he's a bad guy
doing
succeeding.
good things.
I don't even know if it's doing good things.
Well, Live Strong was a good thing.
I see. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if he's.
Well, I mean, the Cancer Foundation he started raised millions.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where he is, boots on the ground with that, or did they just capitalize on him being a cancer survivor to do that?
Well, he was a part of it.
Did he do it, or did he survive cancer and therefore?
Well, he was a big part of it.
Okay. Again, I'm not minimizing. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
I know this.
What's that?
He makes rewatching dodgeball borderline impossible.
Correct.
Impossible? Why?
Because, I mean, you get to the end, and then he gives his inspirational speech, and you know he's a lion.
Oh.
You know what?
Get it. So
he had an interesting. The producer is a fairly famous lady, I guess, in the world of these documentaries and such.
Is it Sandra Bullock?
It's not. And she asked him a really good question. Do you think that, the stuff you were taking caused the cancer? And he was very honest about it. He said, I've thought about that a lot of times. And he goes, because in whatever year previous he got it, he goes, it's the only time I ever took human growth hormone. And he goes, so if human growth hormone is supposed to grow the good things, would it not grow the bad things too? That's what he said on the documentary. And I thought that was interesting and like an honest look inside him and what he thinks.
Yeah, it's easy to be honest when you got busted 10 times over, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's talking about cancer. I mean,
yeah.
The fact that he survived that is a miracle. He was one of the.
Did he take the HGH before the cancer, though?
Yes, the HGH. Now the
cheating, he says, was after. He says
the HGH was one thing he took. The EPO is the thing that.
Yeah. That he was, and the French were right all along.
They were right all along. They started saying that, look, there's
you can't be that much better than
when
everyone
he finally came back, and all of a sudden he took off, and they're saying, look, we don't mean this disrespect, but there's no way this guy could be doing what he's doing right now.
And that's the worst kind of misrepresentation. To present yourself as something, more than just survive cancer and race with all your God-given ability would have been enough. You would have been a hero.
Right.
You don't need to cheat. Now all you're going to do now is take a good story and turn it bad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've never understood this. Like, Dan.
So it starts, I was to say, it starts with him, bleep you, bleep you, bleep. He goes.
Who's he talking to?
He's talking about he thought once he made the confession, wherever he would go out, people would say something to him and scream bleep you. And he goes, but the bleep yous never came. He said, but then there was this one guy, and this one guy got on him and started screaming at him. And he was like, well, bleep you too. And he's shooting him birds and stuff. But he's just kind of a jerky dude, man.
Here's what I don't understand, Hick.
Yeah.
But
he's definitely compelling, I guess.
Yeah, if I'm a kid and I can't beat a video game, do I feel better if I go get the cheat code?
Yeah,
I would, if I were playing the Greater Jacksonville Open.
Okay, but what if everybody was doing it?
I don't know if that
change your analogy. What if you're playing other dudes on the game,
and they have
online,
the cheat code,
and they know, and they're cheating to beat you.
That's an easy blanket for the cheater to throw over everyone else.
But you cannot. You play this guy. You play the 5 best guys, and they're all beating you, and they all damn well are cheating.
So now we're getting into the Bonds-Clemens territory.
Yeah, and so
I feel more for. I think part of it too was.
Here's what one writer
Barry
says.
Bonds did. See, like Bonds and Clemens and the steroid guys, they weren't in your face constantly telling you you're a liar and I'm clean.
Yeah.
He was like overly aggressive protesting.
But that's
his
that's
guilt.
my biggest problem with Lance. It's not even so much the cheating, even though however you look at it. Again, in cycling, what I'm understanding, and I'm not an expert by any stretch. Everybody was doing it. And this writer says, in this context, Armstrong's decision to use EPO, while arguably not morally sound, is certainly inevitable. For a born competitor whose abiding purpose in life is to win, the decision of whether or not to adopt the same techniques as your rivals in order to do so is not a matter of choosing between right and wrong. It's a matter of choosing whether to fight or to surrender. To expect him to not to adopt EPO is to expect the wolf to spare the deer because animal cruelty is illegal in that particular state. There's man's law, and then there's the law of nature. So I don't know. It's
a fair point on the text line too, and it does speak to, and you brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
All the good that came out of this bad guy.
Yeah.
But
But my
He said, "Well, the comment designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Who cares? Lance hurt his body as a fraud. That's on him. He raised so much money and alertness for testicular cancer,
Right.
that it's not even close to me. If you want to be a fraud and liar, but raise billions for cancer,
Yeah.
go do it. It's for the betterment of society.
Oh, there you go. And so I wonder.
But if he didn't, would someone have come along and been a better
But
person?
is he treated the same? Is he thought of in the same? I'll ask you both because you neither of you watched it or care. Do you think of him as the same as Clemens and Bonds? Worse than Clemens and
I
Bonds?
think him as worse.
I think of him as worse.
Why? You both think of him as worse.
He's just so obnoxious and condescending to everyone who told him the truth. That's
Right.
why.
And
those guys just shelter themselves. They wouldn't
Okay.
talk about it.
All right.
I remember watching it in the time that he was raised and elevated because he's doing this and he's clean.
Right.
And he's a cancer survivor and he's
Right.
kicking all your asses.
Yeah.
What a hero.
I see. Yeah, that's fair. And I like the point on the text line. He, though, annihilated his friends. That was the thing that really bothered me the most. I
Who's
think.
the guy that came on his heels?
Like
also
Jordan,
was
there's some
dirty as hell?
Jordan there
What was
without
his
the
name?
cheating.
Who, Landis?
Yeah, Floyd Landis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Floyd
was
Landis.
also just filthy.
Just dirty as hell.
Now, didn't Greg LeMond win it
Clean.
clean?
Greg LeMond.
So, and he won it pretty just
We think.
right before.
No, he did.
Right before
Yes.
Armstrong. So if he can win it clean, what's he talking about? Everyone's
Well,
dirty.
because it was a different time. But Greg LeMond is a great story, too.
He won a few, didn't he?
Greg LeMond got shot and almost died on a hunting deal and came back and won it.
And I tell you what's the most shocking thing there.
And I'll
is
tell
that
you one other thing.
The most shocking thing that you just said is that cyclists hunt.
Greg LeMond's an outdoors guy from
I
up
guess.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hunted. Greg LeMond, just only because I saw this, I'm not a yellow jersey guy.
You just got to sound like it.
It comes down
You
to
going to the? Were you disappointed they called the tour? Were you headed over there this
I was
year?
gonna go. I was
Lamont
gonna
won the
run.
tour 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was one, though, where his arch rival, I forget the guy, they call him the Badger, and but there was this other guy, this guy had him beat, and this guy came up to him before the final stage, which is the Champs-Élysées, right?
Sure it is.
And he pats him on the back and goes, hey, you gave it a good shot. And he was only like, I don't know, 18, 22, I don't know. Anyway, Lamont caught his ass and beat him.
Yeah.
And shoved, I mean, that was an incredible win.
I remember all of those, Dan, more than I should,
Yeah.
like more than your typical sports fan, because doing TV sports at the time in
Yeah.
the dead of summer,
Yeah, you show it.
did the French
Update.
You did it every night.
Yeah.
There's nothing else going on.
Yeah. So Armstrong, during the 99 Tour de France, that's where he tested positive for cortisone. And he said, it was a great lie, one of his first great lies. He said, if it had been this kind of cortisone, I was caught red-handed. But it was this kind of cortisone where I could say I was using a cream to rub it on my saddle sores. And, because he's on a bike all day.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got away with it. And he said, but if it had been the other cortisone, it would have been over right there. And none of it would have ever happened. It's still fascinating to me. And I'm just curious, I'm fascinated by the public's, do we still vilify? He's sort of disappeared, right?
I will say in Lance Armstrong's favor, I would say overall he's known more for the live strong than he is the cheating.
Sure.
So I think history will remember.
So in this,
Lance
he's
Armstrong
buddies.
fine.
He's buddies. This will surprise you. He's buddies with who's the baseball player from the A's? Who's a crazy dude? Beef Burns. Is it Eric Burns? Who wears his hair in a little
couple of nuts.
So anyway, he's real good buddies with Burns. So him and Burns and their wives or girlfriends, whatever. Lance is getting an award recently.
Okay.
Out in L.A. from the.
The Liars Anonymous.
No, it's a cancer group. It's like called Boobs for Babes or something.
Nice.
And they raise money for breast cancer awareness.
I'm not talking about night. No, it's not nice. What did I just do?
You did.
I got boobs on the mind today. Every
Prostate.
time boobs have come up, I'm like, ooh.
So this lady brings him out, and it's a little bit controversial. Anyway, so him and Burns, they get there, and they take some pictures. Nobody gives him any crap. They introduce him. He comes up. He gives him a little trophy. He makes a quick little speech. He takes a couple pics, and they leave. And they're leaving, and Burns is like, dude, why are we going out the back door? Nobody gives a bleep anymore. I mean, we're walking past 12 dumpsters to get you. We can walk right out the front. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's riding him about.
I think that's true. And plus, time, as we say, heals wounds. And there's people that come along, they don't understand the whole backstory.
He just
To him, Lance Armstrong is the yellow bracelet.
I think what happened, right. But the unfortunate thing is the people in the cycling community know, and he took down so many of his close friends, and did he might have even taken him to court and such, right? Didn't he? I mean, so we're going to see more of that in part 2. But it'll be on again this week.
It's funny. I'm just like scrolling through like the list of like tour champions.
Yeah.
And it's like the only guys with scratches through their names.
Lance
and Floyd Landis.
Floyd Landis shot out of a cannon.
Floyd won the year after Lance.
Yeah.
And right.
Didn't Lance win pretty soon after Le Mans? There wasn't
it was
a big...
about 8 years. It was about 8 years.
It was still 8.
Le Mans won in 90.
Yeah.
Then Indurain won 5 straight. 3 other guys
Indurain
won.
is the guy.
3 other guys won, and then Armstrong
Who won
started
before
his
Le Mans?
Before Le Mans?
Yeah. That's the Badger. Yeah,
Enoch won a few before Le Mans.
Yeah, Enoch, I think, was the Badger.
Enoch.
Those two hated each other, too.
From
It's
France.
great stuff. Yeah. It really, the cycling.
And Fignon, a couple of French guys won a bunch.
Fignon is the guy that he beat to win his, I think, third one.
Yeah.
Fignon was the one who tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, nice going. Too bad you're going to be second.
And who can forget 2019 winner Egan Bernal?
I will say this: when Lance Armstrong left the Tour de France, right, it stopped being a thing.
If there's an American there, you sort of pay attention.
It's kind of like the.
I don't even know if we do.
It's like the America's Cup with Dennis Carter. Remember that guy?
Yeah, Dennis Carter.
That was a thing for a while.
What happened?
I'm sure the America's Cup
is that
still
gone?
Right? It's like if you don't have that one guy that's really like, you know,
it's kind of like
cares.
No disrespect because there's more fans now finally, but it's World Cup soccer.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Pele.
What do you mean we're not in it? We're not in it? All right, we'll see you in another 4 years then.
All right, awesome.
Looks like, the American Cup's still rolling.
Look what you got, Hick. Huh?
Oh.
We're still off and running.
Yes.
Wow, Jelly Princess Pants is in the house.
Try to put her in potty pants last
Potty
week.
pants
And
is
she
here.
wasn't buying that.
That's just wrong.
Nothing for it.
That's just wrong. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do brunch with the tour. We have a tour. We have brunch. It's all good. And we have Jelly Bean Princess Pants here as well.
PED's right in front of me. I'm going to dig in.
The 1010XL studios are kept clean by Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Working from home? Meet your new coworkers.
1991, we played Boston College. Tommy Mack had like 15 tackles.
19.
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's
19.
okay,
Took 4
but
away
it was
from me.
19.
Listen from home on your smartphone, online, or on Alexa. 1010XL.
Blue here for Key Buick GMC. Now is the time to drive like a pro in the new GMC Sierra 1500 and save up to $13,000. That's 23% off. Hey, it's a truck I own, the truck I love. Plenty in the lot right now. Now, as always, when you go to Key Buick GMC, whenever you purchase a brand new Buick or GMC, it always comes with the lifetime powertrain warranty. We are professional grade. Visit us today across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
In times like these, when we don't know what tomorrow brings, the work we do at Morgan & Morgan becomes even more important. Our technology, remote resources, and diversified team are battle-tested and ready to represent you from the comfort of your home, wherever you are, whenever you need. We are here for you. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Offices, Jacksonville.
The Pure Sculpting facility on Beach Boulevard is back open now. More and more guys here on the First Coast are discovering what Pure Sculpting can do to get you back to your ideal weight. Listen, man, sometimes you need that little jump start, that little kick start. And Pure Sculpting has 2 ways to get rid of that stubborn fat that us aging men find it harder and harder to get rid of. They have the minimally invasive liposculpting procedure. I've been telling you about that. I mean, that's outpatient. You go in, local anesthesia, read a book or watch TV while the procedure is done. And we now have a brand new non-invasive Evolve system. This destroys fat without any surgery. Leading edge, FDA-approved technology, peer-reviewed. It shows up to 40% fat reduction in only 3 sessions. Less expensive, more effective than the most popular brands in the market right here in Jacksonville. You need to call Pure Sculpting and set up an appointment now that they're open. 447-2019 for Pure Sculpting. They offer all kinds of other services as well. But guys, get that fat in check at 447-2019.
It's been a challenging year, and exceptional people have risen to the occasion. Now's the time to recognize them. Know someone who's making an impact in our community? Nominate them to be this year's TIAA Bank Community Champion. Each winning nominee will receive a $1,000 donation towards their cause, and will share their story with the world. Visit TIAABank.com/community champion for details, terms, and conditions. The deadline to nominate is June 26th. Visit TIAABank.com/community champion.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 27, 1981, Julius Erving was named the NBA's most valuable player, making him the only player to win MVP honors in both the NBA and the ABA.
Keeping farms running, construction moving, and towns maintained is essential. That's why Kubota is working to keep you working. Right now, get 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Offer expires May 31st. Visit KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. Kubota, together we do more.
Call or visit Coastal Equipment, your Kubota dealer. Here to serve you in these challenging times, Coastal Equipment, Jacksonville, and in McClenny.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Hey, it's Allie McDeal. You don't have to be an expert poker player to go to Best Bet. Head on over to Best Bet to experience the best in world-class poker, delicious food and drinks, and fun card games for all levels, right here in Northeast Florida. Featuring games like Pai Gow, 3-card poker, and Ultimate Texas Hold'em. There are now more ways to win than ever. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff make playing fun for all experience levels. Best Bet. Experience the best.
Oh, man, we're going to be without the golf course through these times, and my home course, Jewel Tinker Golf Club, is continued open to the public. Call out there and set your tee time. They got an amazing staff. They have worked so hard, man. It's not typical to, like, tip the clubhouse guys or, tip the pro shop. I would tip them out there. It's how hard they work, sanitizing after every round, one person per cart. And even as there's some discussion on whether shared surfaces are even dangerous, they're making sure there. So the golf course is open. The staff has been unbelievable throughout all this. So give them a call and set your tee time today. Tee it high and let it fly. I'll see you on the course, the home course, the Jewelton Creek Golf Club.
What's up, guys? I'm Tim Tebow. 10 years ago, when I started the Tim Tebow Foundation, we did it with the goal of bringing comfort to those in need. And you know who stepped up beside us to say we want to be part of that? Florida Home AC. If you have a problem with your HVAC, look no further than Florida Home AC. Whether it's supporting Night to Shine, which is a worldwide prom for people with special needs, or donating HVAC systems to families in need, Florida Home AC is committed to the comfort of its customers and its community. I trust Florida Home AC, and you can too.
I'm Brian. I'm proud of my years of military service. When I was 58, doctors told me I had the heart of a 37-year-old man. They told me that after my transplant surgery, when that man's heart became mine. I needed that transplant because I smoked and got heart disease. If you're a smoker, here are some tips in case that happens to you. First, you have to quit smoking for good before you can even get on a transplant list. So quit now. And if you're like me, before I had my transplant, you may need a new defibrillator put in your chest. If you do, ask if the surgeons will use the same incision line every time. That'll cut down on the number of scars you'll have. And never feel sorry for yourself. I don't. I only feel sorry for my family and the family of that 37-year-old man.
Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to quit your way. Developed by CDC.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs and make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Now, brunch with the tour. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. On 1010XL.
All right, it is a CPR Contracting Wednesday. It's time for brunch with the tour. That's a Wednesday deal. And, while I'm thinking of it, my gang over at CPR Contracting, in the month of June, as golf returns, is going to be giving a golf club away once a week, every week. And I thought Wednesday would be a good day for that.
That's a great day.
It's a CPR Contracting Wednesday. We have brunch with the tour. So look forward to starting next week. Have the opportunity. We're going to run the gamut of wedges. We're doing a 56, a 60, a hybrid, and then finished with a driver. Cobra products.
Well, that is lovely.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Executive Vice President of the PGA Tour, Chris Reimer in the house. Good morning.
Good morning.
You brought in your lovely daughter.
I did.
Jelly Bean Princess Pants. Always good to see
Yes.
her.
She's
very
here.
happy. First day of summer.
Yeah. She
Much like any other day, by the way.
No better way to
recently
kick
for
it
kids.
off.
She got from her mom. You should go with Dad. What else are you going to do today? So
One of
came
those.
in. Yeah.
All right.
Are we getting out and about yet? Are kids allowed to socialize
I
yet?
think so. Yeah.
Although your age, you just do it all on the phone anyway, right? You really need to see anyone? Or?
our middle child, Caden, asked about going to a 16-year-old birthday party. So we had to have a talk with the parents. Are they going to be outside? Are they going to be inside?
Yeah,
So
all those things. Yeah.
Our youngest, Chris, got in some problems, Beef, with
German.
Yes, sister, I understand. Sorry, I'm going sorry. Just kidding.
Shot a person with a
crowd.
At what point do you just let them run loose?
By the way, just to keep in the timing,
Yes.
we were talking about Lance Armstrong last segment, and the tour goes for the World Match Play Championships in Austin, and you got into a fist fight with Lance.
I did not get into a fist fight.
Inside the ropes. So.
Yeah, went inside the ropes,
No, but he showed up with, we had McConaughey come out as a guest and walk
They're
inside the
buddies.
ropes.
We want to talk about a polarizing duo walking around.
Austin's two most famous.
It is interesting that nobody notices Lance when
Yeah.
McConaughey's walking around.
Yeah.
You can be kind of incognito as Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
But apparently loves golf. He walked inside the ropes for 4 or 5 days with the match play guys. Came out and was a part of it. But yeah. So
Did you get a picture with him?
I did not.
No.
Nah. Yeah, I'll beat him on the Peloton.
What is your most treasured photo that you have? Is it is it the piece of video where you hit Tiger in the head with the microphone?
So I did split my pants on the green with Tiger in Atlanta after he won the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
So that was a good picture.
Yeah.
How
did they split? Were you jumping up and celebrating?
No, when we get done, he goes inside the scorecard and you come back out on the green and you get everybody lined up, Dan Hicks, and you have the closing ceremonies. Because people, even if you tell somebody where to go stand, they can't figure it out. You have these discs with names on them sitting on the green. Go find your name.
Right.
And just before they come back from commercial, I pick up all the discs. So I bent down right in front of Tiger. So Tom Brady and I are the same. We both spilled our pants on a green with Tiger. But
Did Tiger notice?
I looked up at him. I said, I just split my pants. And he gave me a, better you than me, buddy. Or looks like you're, something.
He said, see you at the Players next year. No, I won't. I'm going to skip it again.
So I do have pictures of Tiger and I in press conferences, and those are cool. But I think my I've never asked a celebrity for a photo.
Right.
But the guy, I don't know if you ever watch the show Billions on Showtime?
Uh-huh.
Wags?
Yeah.
Wags came out
Sure.
to the Northern Trust. I had to do it. I had to ask him for a picture.
got
Wags.
Wags and I. David Constable.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever
saw
his
him
name
in
is.
something else.
He's the best.
You would know this guy. What? Beef, look up. What's his name? His
David Constable.
Look him up. Heck, you'll know him. This guy's been in a ton of movies.
But his character in
he's
Billions
great in that.
is
Yeah.
so good.
He's so off the rail.
so good.
Did you finish Bill? You look kind of like the main star in Billions a little bit.
You
ever got that before?
No, I did get
He's got
Anthony Michael Hall 16 Candles when I was a kid.
He's got like a weird
that
white
guy's
dude.
the bomb, man.
Yeah, what's his name?
Wags is the best.
David Constable.
Yeah, what has he been? He's
been in everything.
Yeah, but was he not in something really popular?
He was. What else was
like
he in?
Jurassic Park or something like one of those like blockbusters or no?
Yeah, he's been in a ton of
He's
stuff.
always going to be Wags.
You know who he is?
No.
What?
You got to watch Billions.
He won't. No, you don't. You won't watch it. He will never do that.
That's
Billions.
the one guy I got a picture with.
Did you end up? I didn't finish. Did you finish? Or
It's back now. It just started back up.
He was the chemistry guy Gale on Breaking Bad, Jeff.
That's what it was.
The guy that Pinkman shot.
Yeah.
Another of my favorites.
Spoiler.
So what did you make of the event this weekend?
Does the PGA Tour celebrate that? Is that you consider that under part of your?
Yeah. I mean, they have to get permission from us to run it, so it's a PGA Tour sanctioned event. I mean, we had a little less to do with it than we did with the match down there, the Skins game in Seminole. But I think it was a great way to show off our sport. I think it was a lot of fun to hear Phil when the cameras are on and it's showtime for Phil.
Yeah,
he can talk about a golf shot. And
yes,
it's really fun. To listen to him talk about the differences.
How good
in
would Phil be in the booth if he wanted to do it at the end of his career?
Barkley, by the way, did you hear Barkley's line on Phil?
No.
Barkley said, "Phil's like you. Everybody's got a friend like Phil. You ask him a simple question, he gives you a rocket scientist answer."
Yeah. I think JT said something too at one point where you're never going to be lack for information or something like that when Phil is talking about it. But it was fun.
And then there's Mr. Talkative, Tiger, went, I think, 9 holes without saying one word. I think by about the 6th hole, he had enough.
It was raining.
And he's just like doing his thing. I'm just in my own little world here. I'm Tiger. And it's amazing. We said this the other day. As long as Tiger's been around and as much as in front of millions he's been, he's just a little socially
awkward.
Do you
It's
think
just
he'd
not
be,
his thing, is it?
Do you think
a
he would
lot
have been more
of-
chatty if he was playing worse?
No. Tiger?
Yeah.
No.
I thought because he was playing well, like maybe he was just blinders on.
I don't think he's just awkward. He doesn't have
He's
a great.
not a talkative
I just
guy.
think a lot of people who reach that level of fame that quickly in their life, they don't have to learn how to be functional.
Well, plus, how could he be
adults.
functional as a kid? Look what he did as a kid. Look at his
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Played.
It was on,
Golf course.
the Mike
That's it.
Douglas show,
Yeah.
and that's incredible.
Yeah.
And most
But I
6-year-olds'
also
best
think-
friend isn't their father.
I also think he
You don't hang
gave
out with
Phil
him.
some good U.S. Open jabs. Those were fun.
Oh, yeah.
Those were fun.
That was good.
Now, did the PGA whose idea was this? Did the PGA?
Who cursed the most? Because they went.
I think it was
There was
Brady.
a lot of
I think it was Brady.
Yeah.
They went to a
There
lot
were
of.
a lot
I
of
think it was Brady
beats.
because at first
Plus,
I
he
thought
was playing so bad, he was probably embarrassed.
at first
He
I
definitely was.
at first I thought they were just like the technology just goes in and out
Yeah.
because of the rain. And I'm like, no,
No.
somebody's a
No.
sailor.
Dead air.
That was interesting. They had IFBs in.
Yeah.
I thought that made a big difference for them to be able to have kind of off-camera conversations with the editors to set something up. Okay,
And I think-
Phil's going to walk you through this shot or whatever. I think that helped.
And I think they also figured out as they went along because it didn't happen a few times. Like Phil, I think got ticked one time. Somebody spoke right in his backswing.
No, he said he got a weather warning or something.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, I do think what they were doing, I think they were cutting off the audio to the guy who was hitting. So you didn't have to, because I was thinking to myself, man, that would be really distracting to try and hit a golf ball while all these conversations were going. Because you could tell Tiger was over the ball and they said something that made him laugh.
Yeah.
Right? He kind of like stopped himself, like he was pretending he couldn't hear or something.
Yeah.
But who put it together? Like is it the PGA Tour's
Well,
idea? Is it Tigers?
it's,
Is it Phil's? Is it charity? Who gets the ball rolling on something
So there,
like that?
there are management groups. Excel Sports manages Tiger. They get together with Phil's team and they say, this is what we'd like you to do. And then there's a collaboration of them, TNT, the PGA Tour's involved. It's a collaboration of a lot of different groups that put it together. A guy named Kevin Hopkins was the one in charge from Excel Sports, who was kind of if you had a question, that's who you'd go to. But it's collaborative.
There'll be
it's
a
lot of
third
different
one
folks.
next year, and they'll figure out how to do. Like, was this a 3-year deal, or is this just kind of grown? Like, well, Tiger and Phil first time was great, and Phil won, and there was a lot.
I think
got
as
some good
long
results.
as they keep this momentum going, because I think this was exponentially better than the first.
Is the tournament aware? Is the PGA Tour? You probably are. You have smart people over there. Dan and I are also very smart, so sometimes we like to give
marketing geniuses.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Genii.
You want to kill the momentum of the match. Switch out Tiger or Phil, and that's going to go like a lead balloon. It won't work. It's got to be Tiger and Phil.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
But it can't be Rory and Tiger. It can't be Rory and Ricky. It can't be John Rahm and Dustin. It has to be Phil, which, by the way, for a tour that's very strong, and we've talked a lot about the void of winning being filled, I think it speaks to we're still in search of a void filler here when Tiger and Phil in their mid to late 40s are still the face of your tour. Look, Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy are better golfers right now than Tiger and Phil, and Ricky Fowler is too, for that matter. Maybe not Ricky. It was cricket. That was a fun little getaway, but it wasn't the match.
Yeah.
I think you're left with that if you don't try really hard to keep Tiger and Phil as the foils.
And I think Tiger Phil #1 was not as exciting as this one.
Nowhere near.
And I think part of it is just you bring in. I think they learned a lot. I think one, you bring in, the
Barkley would have been.
Barkley was amazing. I think JT was really good. I think Justin was really good on as a on-course reporter. I think he was hysterical. I think the way that they brought in Brady and Peyton, just their ability to kind of the back and forth with two guys who are stars in their own right but aren't hitting it that great, I think made it interesting. I think that the way that they were able to produce the segment, there was a much, much larger footprint on site for this event than there was at the Seminole event.
Yeah.
I think
So
the
what do
Seminole
you-
event back, they wanted to keep that bare bones. They didn't even have like TV towers.
Right.
They had a couple guys using live view walking around with them. But I think to your point, I think Rory is capable of carrying an event like that. I think if you put Tiger and Rory together or Phil and Rory together, it may not be as big and as good, but I think if you switch one of those two out for Rory, I think it would still be pretty interesting.
What do you do for an encore? That's the next one. Because
Right.
it's going to
Rory
be a
last
third
week
one.
didn't say anything, right? I mean, maybe they can
Yeah,
bring
but
it
I think,
out of him.
again, I think it was a little bit of the production had something to do with it. I think they were
Well,
talking.
the
it was hard to
world
pick
wants
them up.
Jordan and Steph Curry. Is
Yeah,
there any way
right?
that can happen? I don't think you get Jordan out there.
Probably
What's it
not.
gain?
Yeah. Probably not.
So then who do you want if it's not Jordan? And what about Romo and Steph Curry?
I think you have to. How do you? Brady and Manning are the two.
Yeah, it's tough to top.
perennial quarterbacks
No, it's tough to top.
of our time. But I think maybe NBA. I think would be interesting. I think you could get Curry and
Curry's a good golfer.
somebody else.
Andre Iguodala is a good golfer, but he's not a big enough boy.
No,
Right,
you
he's
need
not a big enough star.
Yeah.
There's
What
one way
about
to get
movie
Jordan out
stars?
there.
What's that?
Have Tiger say that he won't do it.
What about non-sports star? Would that work? Like if you went with
Right.
McConaughey or
Chris Hemsworth
Yeah,
or
Niall Horan or some of these guys that love golf. McConaughey would be great.
You almost want to. You don't want to scratch
Carson
golfer.
Daly.
Carson Daly come out.
You don't want to scratch golfer. You want an 8 handicap because you want him to mess up some. You want there to be some pressure on the pro. It doesn't put the pressure on the M's. They are what they are, right?
Right.
Tom Brady, by the way, let me tell you the most overblown narrative in a long time is that Tom Brady hacked. I mean, he got off to a terrible start.
Yeah.
Tom Brady on the long drive, Peyton hit driver. Brady hit 3-wood and he won the long drive. It's not like Tom Brady spent all day whacking it into the woods.
Right.
He just started terribly.
Peyton was impressive with his iron play.
Yeah.
Some of his irons are really good.
I thought the rain bothered Brady more. I could even see, like in the warm, he's like, "Oh, the club." You could read his. I could read his lips. The club keeps slipping. The other guys that didn't seem to bother him as much.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back and keep rolling with the EVP.
It's now a 2-segment deal again. It makes him very
back
happy.
in studio.
Back in studio.
Clearly, they need some content here.
So
not a lot of sports going on.
That's not true. We can
know.
fill these. We'll send you packing right now.
I'm sorry.
Have you heard of the franchise?
I was just excited.
That's coming later today.
You asked me to stay.
I missed the franchise. It's been a few days. This is the drill. It's a CPR Contracting Wednesday. Starting next Wednesday, golf clubs up for grabs as well. So stick around. We'll be back with more Brunch with the Tour.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
We found the computer outlet, sir.
Plug in.
1010XL.
Hi, Jacksonville. This is Dave Barker, owner of IHRS. Want your own growing hair guaranteed? IHRS has restored hair for men and women for over 30 years in Jacksonville, and our great staff is back to work. Now, more than ever, our clinic is following all CDC guidelines, and we're ready to help you grow your hair back. Free private in-office or virtual consultations are available. Call 904-777-IHRS or go to hairforme.com. Find out if our exclusive multi-unit hair grafting, laser hair therapy, or PRP will restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS for a free in-office or virtual consultation. Go to hair4me.com or call 904-777-IHRS, 777-4477, and grow your hair back.
Well, as we get more and more back to normal, I imagine some summertime routines are going to kick in, like the family vacation. And, oh, boy, what about the pet? How about send him to paradise, a little vacation as well? Pet Paradise is just awesome. Such great folks over there. Locations all over Jacksonville. Go to petparadise.com and find out where you are. If I were you two, I would take advantage of a deal that they got running right now. Because of this pandemic state we're in, they're offering pre-purchase boarding nights at 35% off the regular rates, and they can be used through October 31st, but this is only good through the end of May. So go online right now at petparadise.com and purchase this bundle, and that way you're going to save money when it comes vacation time a little bit later. Meanwhile, with curbside drop-off, veterinary grooming, compatibility tests, and everything else, you'll be completely content and know that your pet is safe and having fun at Pet Paradise. So go online, find out more, petparadise.com.
You've seen car ads with deferred payments and special financing. Honda has it as well. But what's more important than a car ad? Recognizing our students. Your local Honda dealers congratulate the class of 2020. From our families to yours, well done.
When you owe the IRS and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for affordable IRS tax representation. J. David Tax Law can stop any IRS collection action and protect you from financial devastation. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
It's the thrill of the chase on the Nimnik Buick GMC Outdoor Show. Go hunting and fishing with Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Waltz. Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra.
Though we're apart these days, we're sharing more. So at Geico, we'd like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your savage dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Thanks for sharing your inner lip sync star. Now, it's our turn to share with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. Because we're committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for more info and eligibility.
Hi, this is Joe Butler from Black Creek Outfitters. Getting outside on the water in the Florida sun may be the best medicine of all. At Black Creek, we specialize in getting you out on the water on kayaks and paddleboards. Two things we offer: free delivery in the area and 12 months no-interest financing. Call us up at 904-645-7003 and we can get your new kayak or paddleboard out to you today so you can get on the water tomorrow. Black Creek Outfitters, locally owned and operated by the Butler family since 1983.
Attention, architects, engineers, and property managers, give your concrete structures new life with some CPR. CPR Contracting doesn't patch your concrete problems, it solves them. CPR restores and protects all concrete structures. So if the building is 1 story or 40 high, a bridge 1 mile or 10 miles long, CPR is long on the experience to fix it right. Local, licensed, insured, bonded, and drug-free. CPR is the concrete contractor you need to get to know. Also working with other general contractors. Find them at cprcontracting.com.
Russ Libby here at Hidden Hills, and I invite you to come out to our golf course to get some fresh air and enjoy a very safe golfing experience. Book your tee time online or call us at 620-0910. Hidden Hills, Monument Road.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Take it, Rhyme Dog. All right, we're back with Brunch with the Tour. Chris Reimer is with us. The top 5 players in the world have all committed to the Colonial. Is that correct?
The top what?
5 players in the world.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Tiger number 6.
Tiger has not committed. Tiger is not going to play Colonial.
I mean, the way he was striping it is a perfect course for him.
Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of.
I wonder if the pandemic isn't going to play a little athletic advantage for 2 of our aging dominant athletes, LeBron James and Tiger Woods.
Give them a little break.
Who get a break from. Listen, we forget after watching Tiger, like you said, stripe it all day. The last time we saw Tiger was saying, sorry, TPC can't.
Yeah, he was hurt.
A week after, sorry, Bay Hill can't.
Yeah.
A week after, sorry, Honda, not going to do it. A week after, World Golf, not this year.
Right.
I mean, that guy literally pulled out of his last 3 or 4 events. So
yep.
It's clear that he needed that.
Yeah.
Health-wise.
Yeah.
At least
Colonial, though, should
also
be
had time to grow his beard. Which
massive
is
field.
I thought the beard looked good. I thought he looked good in the beard.
The chin strap working, right?
Somebody said he looked like Mike Tomlin. I thought, yeah, he kind of does.
A little bit.
Like Mike Tomlin.
Better than the hair on the top of the head.
Yeah.
Hair on the top of the head isn't doing too well.
Not so good.
Not like beautiful Dan Hicken.
I wonder. Look at that.
Look at that. That's just gorgeous.
It's flowing.
I want
like
to.
the
I
inside
can't
of
wait for it to get to the perm state. It'll get to the
Looks like
perm
the
state.
inside of
if
a
it
shag
goes long enough,
carpeted
it'll
van.
get perm state.
let it
should
go.
that should almost
Let
be.
it
Should
flow,
get a
baby.
perm. A perm should be on the dime.
That would
bet
be
for
a
him.
great dime bet. And that
Actually
perm.
go in and get a
Hold on
perm.
second,
I don't need to get a perm, dude. It'll naturally perm,
perm?
here soon.
Yeah. Big
You
worm.
should see. I've seen some of the college photos. Yeah, they've since been burned
Where's
and
my money,
banished.
Smoke?
But yeah,
Big perm.
ain't,
Anyway,
Ain't the
so
prettiest.
yeah, it looks like you have a great field for
Yes.
Colonial coming up.
That's, when
in
do
a
we
couple
decide?
weeks.
That's 2 weeks, right?
June
Yeah,
11th.
so it's 3 weekends away.
Yes.
Not this weekend, not next weekend, but the following. June 11th, we'll return, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what the feeling is like without fans at a golf tournament. Especially when you get into Saturday, Sunday, and the final groups, and you're making putts that
There'll
really
be the
matter.
usual
and-
funny tip of the cap,
right, to no one,
the crowd, and such like that. But yeah,
But hopefully, and I know that the tour is working through, how can we do some things differently? Is there an opportunity now that there aren't fans on site and maybe the players have a few other responsibilities with pro-ams and sponsor visits and things that they would technically, have to do in the past? What can we do to connect the fans in different ways? So we're in the process of figuring all that out. And, would they mic up players in the broadcast? Would they do certain things just to bring it back a little bit different than when we left?
Are we going to have a Ryder Cup in late September?
It's a great question.
I saw Rory is now said that he thinks they should just throw it back a year to 2021. Now
you want the fans.
Yeah,
more
you
than
do.
more than any other sport.
Could 25th to
Great
27th?
question. Thank
Whistling Straits, I've been lucky enough, just a gorgeous golf course. I've played it 5 or 6 times, but it is not. It's not a fan-friendly venue.
Right.
They must. I bet you they've done some serious. I bet you that golf course is different than when I was there last. Because if you're going to make that, and I know they've had majors there, but I just know from being on that golf course, it's very hilly and rocky. You'll break legs trying to get from the third to the sixth.
I was just going to say, I know last time that they had the PGA Championship there was all this talk of fans and media slipping and turned ankles,
I believe
and
it.
injuries that took place there. So
it's a stunning terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, did you go to the PGA? Have you been to that
No,
golf?
I mean, obviously I've seen it.
Yeah, it's
on
like
the
TV
broadcast
doesn't do it.
and-
It's just like to walk from your tee to the fairway. Sometimes you feel like you're in the Himalayas, like
right, or even on the coast of Pebble Beach, and it's not an ocean; it's a lake.
Yeah.
It's just
no.
it's hard to
Well, that's a whole different story. But yeah, it looks like an
out.
ocean.
Yeah.
I don't understand how lakes have waves. But
Right,
that's
yeah.
just me.
exactly.
Well,
But
Rory,
yeah, I don't know.
I bring it up because Rory says
Rory-
he believes the majority of players would like to see the Ryder Cup postponed until 2021. Now, it is scheduled to take place at Whistling Straits. That's up in Wisconsin from September 25th to 27th, which, by the way, you may get a little snow that weekend. McElroy says he
When do
believes
the
the
Jags
tournament
play
will.
up there? Do we know?
They do. Well, not that.
November.
December. Yeah, it's later.
So close.
November.
Could have been a good week.
The Northern Irishman said he believes the tournament will be pushed back by a year to allow fans to attend. My personal hunch is that I don't see how it's going to happen. To be honest with you, the golf calendar is so condensed now with all the majors. We don't need the Ryder Cup in September.
Yeah,
From a fan standpoint.
And then you have to figure out, if you move it to 21, what does that do to the President's Cup, which is scheduled to be 2021 in Charlotte? Do you have both of those in the same year? Do you split that up? Do you push does it push everything else
Everything back a year, those
Right.
two, yeah. We did this once before, 9/11,
we
right?
did. 9/11 pushed the
Yeah.
pushed
We
the
just
President's Cup back one year.
flip-flop,
Yep.
and now so they're back to where they would have been.
Yep.
What? Where are we with the TV contracts?
So we announced new TV deal 2022. Massive deal for the tour. So yeah, we're good. We're digital partner with ESPN. They're gonna take over the streaming of the tour, but it's still CBS,
That's from the
NBC,
NBC Sports Gold
Golf
thing.
Channel. Yeah.
So that's going to become part of ESPN Plus, probably.
Right. Yes.
Are they really building that up with some assets?
Well,
Yeah.
and then
They got
also
the
like it
UFC.
helps from the tour side. You don't lose CBS or NBC or Golf
Right.
Channel, but you gain ESPN, and we
Well,
all know that when
pay to play with ESPN.
So
You're
when
not
something
with
is
them.
on one of the ESPN platforms, suddenly you'll start
No doubt.
hearing golfers on.
We have the Caddy Live.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise.
You'll start hearing us on, the Get Up. You'll have us on SVP, on Sports Center, things like that. So
All right.
that'll be good. But we got to get to 2022.
Well, yeah, no
we
doubt.
just got to survive till then.
All right, Rhyme Dog, anything else? What meetings do we have today? What's on the docket?
We got an
from home?
engaging. Let's take a look.
Are
We
you in
got-
the office now or back home still?
We're back home still.
Okay.
There's a few different departments that have slowly started returning to work at the tour.
Okay.
But but we can do our stuff from home. We got engaging fans meeting here at 9 o'clock in 5 minutes. So
how you gonna do that?
Jelly Bean will get to listen to it on the way home.
Oh, that'll be fun, Jelly Bean.
We've got a players marketing communication call, a Northern Trust fan engagement brainstorm.
Okay.
We've got a Michael Ballack or Chris Reimer one-on-one catch-up later today.
That'll be good.
And then we've got a storytelling narrative meeting.
Let me ask you, when you have the brainstorm thing, are you expected to come with ideas, or you just rip them off the top of your head?
I bring it.
I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Space Force.
I just get the
Thinking about a part 3 tournament on the moon.
Without a shirt.
Should we bring you guys in to a brainstorm meeting one day?
I would like you to bring us into the.
Oh, listen to me. You guys are doing a great job.
We'd be like the Step Brothers.
Can you
Business
please
proposal at the Applebee's is what we would be like.
Why are you guys wearing tuxes?
Can we come into the storytelling narrative meeting?
Did you guys fart?
We
No,
did.
you did.
Is that ketchup?
That's onion. Yeah,
Is it Pam or
I
Pan?
can taste it.
All right. Well,
This
there
is
you go,
messed
Ron.
up.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
That's Brunch with the Tour. It's the CPR
Thank you, Jelly
Contracting
Bean.
Wednesday. We still got a big final hour coming, so sit back and enjoy.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
The Frangie Show.
We stand for something. To those dead souls